said, you know, it's okay not to have money. Guys, 329, we ask someone how does that make you feel. Remember, you can't tell someone, you got to make them say it. We got a saying, it's okay to be broke. After you've seen this, it's not okay to stay broke, is what we always say. The second thing I'll throw out there is, you know, obviously James has a little bit more of a spin on talking directly to people. Let's just say hypothetically you're one of those nice people that don't want to just tell someone to sign up. I got one other comment how to close somebody. You ready? What Presley always says is, you want to spray cologne all over your prospect while you're telling them how great they smell. Right? So here's what you do. I want everybody just play a game with me. Everybody just play a game. Ready? If you had unlimited money and could go anywhere in the world, yell out the place that you would go in the world.
Thailand.
Costa Rica, Hawaii. All right. Do you feel how immediately in this room, just right there was I'm going to Costa Rica, Hawaii, you know, wherever it is, there's grins on people's faces as they're saying names out. Guys, that's normal because what happens is when you say something, when you use the word imagine, like Bill Aiken said, it is an emotional response where your body kicks in endorphins, where you go, ah. And it's a natural, ah. I see smiles going around the room as we speak. Guys, people make decisions in that state. 85% of people make decisions in an emotional state. So how do you get them there? I love what Bill said about imagine. I love what James said about you don't ask them what they think. You tell them. So here's the deal. If you're not into the, hey, sign up, you know, right here, or let's get you started walking over there. Another question that's really good is, okay, I know while you were sitting here, you know of that one person that's going to be your first customer for free. Imagine that first check that's going to come to your door by saving somebody money on your first check. Who's that person going to be? You. Well, I mean, second person. You know, who's the second person that's going to be on there? And if they say, oh, that'd be my mom, that'd be my sister, then go into exactly what James said. Well, let's get you started then. Let's get that first customer in. You pat them on the back while you're walking to the computer. Imagine that that feeling of the first check coming. What are you going to do the first vacation with your Ignite check? Get them in that imaginative response. If you're having trouble where there's resistance, change over to imagine blank. I love your training, Bill. That's awesome stuff. You guys with it on there? Yes. All right. Everybody play a game with me. We're going to change stories. Play a game. Put an AOK sign up. Everybody with me? AOK sign. Everybody look up here. Look up here. See the AOK sign? I want you to take the AOK sign and put it on your cheek. Put it on your cheek. On your cheek.
That's not your cheek.
That's your cheek. Everybody on your cheek. Now I know this is a game, but without a show of hands, who put it on their chin? Without a show of hands.
Wait, what?
Now, there's a very serious training point here. There's two training points. Number one, are people visual? Yes. Do people do what you do or what you tell them to do? Guys, there's a very serious training point here. Number one, do not go out and try to explain this over the phone. James said it perfectly. You cannot get a haircut over the phone. You cannot explain Ignite over the phone. If you see someone on your team trying to explain it, I want you to joke on our team and start doing this. Stop talking. It's a visual presentation. You need to see it to understand it. You guys with me? Second thing, do people do what you do or what you tell them to do? They do what you do. If you're showing up to meetings, will your team? If you're bringing prospects and your team sees you, will you? Will your team? If you don't show up to meetings, will your team? Guys, people do what you do, not what you tell them to do. You need to be the example. If you want to tell your team to promote, you better make sure you promoted first. You want to be a senior director, you better be sure you've done it first. You tell them to bring 5 prospects, you better make sure you've got 6 there. Because people, and think about your children. Children are a different subject, I know. But guys, you set the example and your team will follow. The best thing Mom ever did for me is she said, Ryan, when times got tough, Mom, I can't do this. I'm frustrated. I want to quit, just like James said. She said, Ryan, great. I agree with you. Go back to your bank job. What she did for me, though, is she didn't coddle me or baby me or tell me how many people she's going to, but she said, Ryan, I'm going to show you how to do this. And she blew the doors off this company, and I remember vividly in one day, I was sitting there, and in one day, Mom was, if you've met Mom, you know what I'm talking about. She was screaming, whoa, what? Just screaming in the back room. Oh, I'm back there like, Mom, what are you doing back here? And she was on her computer, and she was watching, and in one day, she had 14 people sign up in her senior director code at $175 a piece. That's a $2,000 day. I said, Mom, that's almost half my bank monthly salary you just made in a day. And she was sitting in her back row just watching the computer screen. I was like, Mom, show me how to do that, and now I'm in. But here's the question. If a plane goes down, do you put your oxygen mask on first or your child's? Yours. Why? So that you can be able to put it on your child. If you want to promote and make money and show someone else how to do this, you better do it first so that you can show them how to do it second. You guys with me on this? Awesome. All right. Customer gathering. Let's switch.